Alrighty guys, it is November 1st. Sweet November is finally here. It's Friday. I dropped my son off at school, and then I dropped my daughter off at my parents' house, and I am headed to the cabin for the next 4 days. I'm actually pulling in on the road. The cabin's off of here. So this is my rutcation, and I know what you guys are probably thinking. Obviously, you're going to kill a big buck with a beard and mustache like that. And I agree. I think this is guaranteed going to help me increase my odds, increase my probability. So I got that going for me. But I'm going to be here the next 4 days, like I said, and I'm going to film everything. I'm going to film my whole experience, what I'm doing at the cabin, what I'm doing in the woods. And so this is either going to be a real long video or a couple part series. Hopefully I have some luck, but I have not been bow hunting as much as I normally do. I've actually been doing a lot of waterfowl hunting. I've had a couple work trips that I had to go on that kept me out of the woods, so I haven't been to the cabin since like October 1st, so it's been like a month, so I really don't know what's going on. Thankfully, I've been hunting this land for a real long time, and I kind of know from past experiences that this time of year what's going on, what some of the better areas are. So I'm just pulling into the driveway here, and my goal for today is it's about 10 in the morning. First thing I'm gonna do is get into the cabin, start a fire, get the cabin warmed up, and then I unpack obviously, and then go check trail cameras. I'm gonna use those trail cameras to kind of tell me what's going on, what bucks are in the area, if new bucks have moved in, if the same bucks are still here. Hopefully they'll be able to give me a little bit of an idea on what kind of activity, if it's been, if deer are moving around a lot in daylight, or if it's not quite popping off yet, if I should, be aggressive or play it more conservative. I'm really gonna let the trail cameras do the talking here for my first hunt, and then just as I go, the intel I see is gonna determine kind of how I hunt. I got a general idea of what I'm gonna do. Tonight, no matter what, I'm probably going to play it kind of safe. I would like to sit in an area where I can see a lot, just to see if, if those come out, if bucks are interested. I'm just going to kind of try to see what's going on. On the way up here, I did see a couple deer out in the fields, saw a couple deer on the road, so there is some mid-morning activity going on, it seems like, but man, I'm just so excited to be back at the cabin. Holy balls, this road is tore right up. My driveway got all jacked up by these ginseng farmers. We got these ginseng fields in now, which is kind of weird, but I am super stoked to be at the cabin. Like I said, I'm going to try to film as much as I can, show the whole experience of my rutcation, cabin life, what I'm doing. So, got a good cold front. Think it's going to be a good weekend. Man, this area is really flooded. So, I will see you guys at the cabin. Well, four-wheeler won't start. Pull started it, and then it turned off, and I can't get it to turn over again, so I'm gonna have to go walk to check these trail cameras, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think leaving unnecessary scent isn't the best idea in the world, but I really want to get a good idea of what's going on. So got 4 cameras to grab, 4 cards to grab. It'll probably only take me 10-15 minutes, so pull these, see what's going on, and then make a plan for the afternoon hunt. Alright, so I got a camera right there that overwatches this licking stick, and it got snapped off. There's the rest of the tree, so that's a good sign. We'll see what did it. Alright, I'm thinking about potentially hunting this spot tonight. There's a tree stand right there, big, fresh opened up scrape. It was a food plot. The deer completely ate everything, but it's just really good. It's kind of on a high point that goes out into the swamp. A lot of deer come in and check here, and again, the second one in a row. What the heck is that? Well, that's odd. But the second licking stick in a row. Busted off here. So that also kind of gets me excited. Depending on what I see on camera, I think I might be in that stand right there. We'll see. I wonder what the heck that thing is. Alright, so that last card I checked, where there was that hole in that second licking stick, was broke off. First of all, I think there's a badger with that hole. Like, it's kind of hard to tell, but this is pretty cool. New buck shows up. Decent buck. He doesn't have a huge rack, but he looks mature. These are the first couple pictures I get of him. He's hitting the licking stick there, and then there, snapped off. So he's the one that broke that off. I also have a couple pictures of Dagger here. So that was 8 days ago. I got the rest of the card to look through, but I'm feeling pretty good about that spot. Alrighty, so I just checked 4 trail camera cards. Partly excited, partly disappointed. That first card I checked, and that plot that I called the turnaround plot, was really good. There's been deer bucks in there pretty much every other night in daylight for like the last 2 weeks, including a couple new bucks. Dagger, my #1 deer that I've had since Velvet, has only been in there 1 time, and that was like a little while, like 2 weeks ago. So he hasn't been as regular as I would hoped, but there's a couple new deer in there that are pretty consistent. That are, one's a for sure shooter, and he's the one that popped that licking stick. And then there's a couple other ones that I would consider borderline shooters. We'll see how I feel if one of them steps out, but it's definitely where I'm going to head tonight. The disappointing news of the trail cam was one other trail cam only had 2 bucks on it, and then the 2 other trail cameras, for some reason, the cards were blank. I don't know if the camera was dead. I know the camera wasn't dead on one of them. I turned it on and off. I don't know if it was a faulty SD card or what, but that's obviously super disappointing. Those two cards have been soaking for a month exactly, and I have nothing to show for it. So I don't have as much intel as I would like. I haven't seen a whole lot for midday movement. Most of the movement has been in the afternoons, in between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So it's about 11:30 now. I'm not going to get in there too early. I'll probably try to go in around 2:30. So that's my plan. I'm going to head to the turnaround plot tonight. Hopefully something comes in to check out those scrapes in there, or that licking stick. Alrighty, set up in the stand for the first hunt of my rutcation. I'm in a spot that's kind of high risk, high reward. I can't see anything unless it's in this plot in front of me. I got thick walls of pine trees all around. I'm on like a point that juts out into the swamp, and on all sides of me it drops off into the swamp, and there's this one little kind of bowling pin shaped food plot that points straight out in front of me. I got a licking stick out here. This is where I've had a couple pictures of my #1 buck Dagger, and then when I checked trail cameras today, there was a couple new bucks in here making scrapes and working that licking stick. It seems like there has been a buck in here in daylight every other day for the last week or 2. So it's the only spot where I really have enough intel that I feel confident at taking a sit like this. Just started snowing. It feels good, but I got the next 4 days off, and I'll be at the cabin out here trying to get a buck. So it's about 2 o'clock. I got 4.5 hours to sit. So I'm gonna shut up. Deer have been getting in here at about 4. So normally that's what the trail cam's been saying, but it's November 1st. Anything can happen. So hopefully we have some luck tonight. That's one of the several bucks that's been in here quite a bit, pretty regularly recently. Could have shot him 100 times. He came out right there at 40 yards, then he walked right under my stand. He knew something was right. You could tell he was trying to win me, and he just couldn't get my win, so I'm happy for just moved out. Really cool deer, just not quite what I'm looking for this year. So, hopefully he's not the only one we see tonight. Alright, first morning onto the year, November 2nd. I'm going to stand that I killed my doe out of opening weekend, and I shot my archery buck out of 3 years ago. Just had dagger at 50 yards. I called him a couple times. One time it spooked him and he ran away, then he came back. I was able to watch him for over almost 10 minutes. He was out here. Right when I first had my eyes on him, he was at 50 yards. Oh, he's coming back. Bet. Oh my god, I just hit dagger. Oh, please let him die. yards ago. And I passed him at 50 yards because that's just not. I made the mistake of shooting a deer out of this stand at 50 yards 3 years ago. And I'm just not comfortable shooting at that distance anymore. And he walked away and I was just feeling sick. Then this other younger buck, a nice little under 20-inch 10-pointer, comes out. And he follows him back. He was right there at 22 yards. I felt rock solid when I shot. I have no idea what happened, man. I hit him way low. And I could just throw up right now. I couldn't have asked for a better shot. 22 yards broadside. He ran off about 80 yards. He might still be right over there at 80 yards. Either laying down or trying to figure out what happened, but... Oh my God. I gotta give that deer some time for sure. Oh man, I hope he's dead. Oh, that buck that Dagger was with just came back out. And Dagger was not with him. I don't know if that means anything or what. Oh my gosh, I just want to puke right now. I just don't know how you mess a shot like that up 20 yards, man. If I didn't get him, I just scathed under him, but I heard like kind of a punch. It was low, but I'm hoping I got him in the heart. Oh, I'm gonna go back to the cabin, wake my dad up, and review the footage. I just gotta get out of this tree before I fall out of it. Dad, I shot Dagger.
You did?
I think it's a bad hit.
Huh?
I got him.
Where were you?
Eiffel Tower. Craziest hunt I've ever had.
That way?
I hit him low. He was at 20 yards. It's either heart shot or there's blood on the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how I messed it up. It was just low. I mean, left and right, fine. It might be a heart shot, but it's low.
But you don't have a lot of blood?
I saw the arrow and that's it. I didn't go check for any blood because I saw him run.
Oh, he could be dead.
He very well, but he also could not be. Alright. I've had a minute to collect myself. I'm still just feeling really jittery and nervous. Anytime you don't absolutely, 10 ring them or watch them drop, you get those bad feelings. And the shot is for sure low. So what I did is, that buck ran 50, 60, 70 yards and stopped. And I never heard him move after that. So I don't know if he laid down or maybe just slowly walked off and I couldn't hear him. So I just gave it a little bit of time. I got down and I just went and quick looked at the arrow and got out of there. I didn't even look for blood or anything like that, just in case he is bedded down right where I last heard and saw him. There's blood on the arrow and there's some white hair, which I don't like because that's obviously belly hair. But that could be on the exit side or whatever. But it was a clean pass through. And I got a couple thoughts. The first is, I shot him for 20 yards. After looking back at it, I think he was closer to 30. So that would explain why I was, 2 or 3 inches low. But reviewing the footage and thinking about it, there was a pretty solid thwack when the arrow hit him. And there's blood on the arrow. So I don't think I just scathed his belly. I do think I could have potentially got heart or kind of in that, lower region. So I reviewed the footage on the camera. It's hard to see on that little LCD screen and I can't slow it down, but I was an idiot and I forgot my computer charger. My computer's dead. So we're going to go over to one of our neighbors and see if we can watch a footage on his computer, and then we're going to have to just make some decisions on what to do next. So that's what we're doing right now. Alrighty, so we just went to our good friend Gary's and he let us play the footage on his computer. I wish I would have my software that I could have, played it in slow motion, but we think we're just gonna go look for blood. It looks to me a little bit better than I thought. It certainly is low, but I don't think I scathed him. I do think I snuck it in there and possibly got his heart. So we're gonna go take a look and see what we find. Dad and I are walking to the scene of the crime. That's where I shot him. Here's the arrow. So, like I said, there's just not the greatest blood on there, but it's blood.
It's all the way through.
Yeah. Alright, this is kind of freaking me out. I haven't had much for blood, but I just got on a little bit right there. He's starting to bleed out up a little bit more up here, so. Alrighty, well, he started spraying out really good blood. Unfortunately, he made it onto the neighbor's land. So the rule with them is we kind of got to call them. In the past, what they've done is blood trail our deer for us and drag it back to the property line. We're going to call them, try to get a hold of them. Hopefully they'll either just allow us to go in there or at least go with them. I would love to get this. This is definitely my biggest buck to date, so we got to make the call. Alright, I don't know what to say at this point other than just I'm disappointed but just heartbroken. We had pretty good blood for the first 75 yards, and then the blood kind of slowed down and we followed smaller amounts of blood for maybe another 100 yards, and just never, the blood trail kind of ran out. The deer is definitely kind of headed towards a big swamp area. It's hard to say, like, I still have yet to be able to look at that shot in slow motion, really get a good feeling on what it is, but the landowner who owns that land, we didn't have blood, so it's, that's his land that he's hunting for these next 2 weeks. He doesn't, we can't just go in there and grid search that swamp, which is like what I would do if it was, on my land. I'd put in every effort I could to go find that deer, but it's just not in the cards to do that on his land, and definitely, we won't be able to go to hire a tracking dog to go in there or anything like that either. I'm just sick about it. I can't even explain how disappointing this is, how much time and effort has gone into, hunting up here and waiting for a deer like that. This year specifically, that deer, that was my #1 buck. And I couldn't have asked for a better shot, a better situation. Broadside, perfect look, and I sent the arrow a couple inches low. I think the main reason for that was I shot him for 20 yards and he was probably closer to 25 or 27 yards. So now I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place here. The landowner did say he would go out tomorrow morning and kind of listen for crows and look for crows and ravens in the air. So I'm not hunting tonight in case he finds him tomorrow morning. That's just kind of where I'm at. I don't know what to do. I'm for surely not going to hunt tonight, not going to hunt tomorrow, so that's, almost half of my vacation blown on not hunting, just kind of waiting around for news on what to do. So I guess my biggest hope that I can hope for right now is that I get a text tomorrow saying they found him, they, came across him, or they saw ravens and crows. Or if I, can make the decision that yes, I think he's still alive, I need to get back out there and hunt. So I don't know, I'm not really motivated to do any filming or anything. I'm just gonna kind of hang around and wait and see. If I make a decision and get back in the stand, I'll film that, but it's just the absolute lowest, worst part of deer hunting. Obviously this will happen if you do it long enough. Everyone goes through it, but when it happens, it's just the most disappointing thing in the world, especially when it's that would definitely be my best buck of my life so far. So I guess I'll just have to wait and see. there's nothing for me to do at this point other than keep on hunting. Normally what I would do is put a search party out for that deer. But I just can't do that. He's on the neighbor's land. There's nothing we can do about it. I also think there's a very real possibility that that deer is still alive. After watching the shot back on the computer yesterday, I was pretty confident that I caught his heart. And obviously with a heart shot, he would have ran 60 yards and died. That wasn't the case. So there's a possibility that it was just a cavity hit and he's around. I'm still walking. Another thing. Last night I was not hunting. I was sitting on the cabin porch. And I could see out into this field, right, that I'm hunting over right now. And a buck that looked very similar to the one I shot came onto that field. It's impossible for me to say for sure. He was at like 300 yards, and I didn't have binoculars on me. And there's lots of like mainframe 8-pointers and 10-pointers that look pretty similar out here, so I can't for sure say it's him, but I'm gonna continue on with my season as if that deer is alive. I'm gonna pursue him. So I'm sitting over this big field again, hoping to maybe get a visual on him. But this whole thing has just been my worst nightmare. Worked so hard, put in so many hours waiting for that shot right there. I couldn't have asked for a better situation. And I did make it count. Oh my gosh, it's him. Second best news I could have got today. First was the neighbors text me saying, hey, we found him, he's dead. But that was Dagger, he's still alive. I'm super disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to kill that deer at 20 yards. But I'm so happy that I didn't lethally hit him and was unable to find him. He's alive, he's walking. He came out following that doe and she came my way and he went up over into the pines. I lost sight of him, but he's out there, man. Now I know that I can continue my season, I can keep hunting. That's good news. Okay, Sunday night. I'm back in the very same stand I started in Friday night, where I had that encounter with that nice younger buck. This morning when I saw Dagger, the buck I shot, Saturday morning, he kind of headed in this direction now. He could be a mile from here, you have no idea this time of year, but that's the third time I saw Dagger in that big field that I've been hunting in the last 2 days. I just don't think he's going to come back by the stand we have over that field. And with him coming this direction in the morning, my thought is maybe if he gets back that way at some point, he'll check in at this area on his way through. Also, there's been quite a few other nice bucks using this food plot. It's not really a food plot, it's more of just a good scrape area now with the licking stick in it. Hoping to catch one of them. Dagger's my number one. I'd really like to finish the deal on that deer. I'm still just so disappointed in myself. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep hunting. I got today and tomorrow before I got to get back to work and the family. So hopefully it comes together tonight. Bleh. Bleh. I can't believe that. That was him. Exactly what I thought he was going to do. Came right through here, just checking through. I had him at 5 yards, and I couldn't get pulled back in time because he was right there. I didn't want to pull back. And then he started walking away, and I didn't have a broadside shot until I got to 30 yards, and I think I missed. I just don't even know what to do right now. I'm gonna go check my arrow. If I didn't hit him, I'm going home. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I just went and grabbed the arrow. Nothing on it. No blood. Missed. I don't even know what to say right now. It's my 4th encounter with my number 1 deer in 2 days. Hit him low once and just missed him again. This is just falling apart, man. I don't even know what to do. Everything in me wants to just pack up and go home right now. But I don't know. He wants to be here. This is his core area. 4 times in 2 days after being shot. He's such a homebody. He's obviously in daylight. It's 3 o'clock right now. Probably 5 minutes ago that happened. I should have just drew when he was right there at 5 yards. He was looking that way. And I was just nervous he would catch me up here, so I waited till he kind of turned and he just walked straight away. And I bleeded at him and he gave me that quartering away shot and I just rushed it. And that one, yesterday's shot, I felt very confident in. I held myself together. Wasn't panicked, wasn't rushed. That one was on me. I just messed up. Panicked. Punched the trigger. Because I knew I had to make it happen right then and there. I don't know what to do. Alrighty. I am just chilling out tonight with Harley. Enjoying a nice fire. I'm up here all by myself. My dad headed out this afternoon. Man, I just don't know what to say. I've had a lot of time to think about these last couple days. I'm totally after Dagger. This is I don't know. That first shot, I still can't tell you what happened on that first shot. I was totally steady. I thought maybe I misranged it and that deer was at like 27 or 30 yards when I shot him for 20, but I went there today and I ranged right where my arrow was at. I left my arrow in the ground from where it went through the deer, and it was at 22 yards. So I don't know what happened there. And then tonight, it's kind of hard to explain, but that stand I was in, when that deer, I heard it coming, I turned the camera on, hit record, pointed it where I knew the deer was going to come out, and there's like this thick wall before the swamp, and I saw that deer about 5 steps before it entered the opening in the food plot, and for some reason it looked like a smaller deer, so I did not come to full draw. And then all of a sudden that deer, my number one, this target buck, the one I'm after, is standing at 5 yards completely broadside, and I don't want to draw my bow because I'm nervous that he's going to catch me out of his peripheral vision, and so I'm forced to draw as he's walking away from me, and then I'll take complete responsibility for that shot. It just rushed, not a good shot, quartering away. I'm glad I missed him. Just not a good decision on my part. I have nothing else to say about that. Just a terrible shot. Hindsight being 20/20, what I should have done is came to full draw before that deer came into the opening when I saw it, when it was like 5 steps from being in the food plot, and I thought it was a smaller buck and not a shooter. But if it wasn't a shooter, all I would have had to do was let down, and that's all there is to it. So I should have came to full draw and been ready. Yeah, I'm just kind of at a loss here. I'm in the cabin. I've been thinking about it all night, just reflecting on everything that's been going on, and I mean, thought to myself, how fortunate am I? I've had 4 encounters with this deer in the last 2 days, 3 great shot opportunities, one at 20 yards the first time, the 5-yard one I missed, and then the 30-yard one that I shot and missed the deer. I'm lucky, I'm blessed, I'm feeling embarrassed, I'm feeling humbled, but I know that I was thinking about giving up, but I know that I gotta get out there tomorrow. I just gotta give this one more shot. This deer wants to be here, he wants to be on our land, so I'm gonna try to get after it tomorrow morning. So thank you guys for watching, hanging in there with me. I hope I can capitalize and put an end to this story. So thank you again for watching and staying with me through this. This has been one of the most just difficult but exciting things I've ever gone through. It's very hard to explain what I'm feeling right now. Alright, it's about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna call it for this morning's hunt. I'm getting hungry. I gotta run back to the stand, or back to the cabin. I don't know if I'm gonna hunt this afternoon. I really need to get back to my family. Been gone for 4 days. I'm sure my wife's going crazy with the kids, so I really need to get back and just get ready for work tomorrow. It's Monday today. I gotta go back into work tomorrow morning, so I don't know, I'm gonna call my wife, see if maybe I can hunt this afternoon. I'll go back, get everything packed up so that if I hunt, all I have to do is throw my camouflage away and get in the truck and go, so we'll see what happens here. Alright, this is it. Last hunt of my rutcation. It's Monday night. I don't even know what the date is, November 3rd maybe. I gotta get back home tonight. I was actually thinking about leaving this afternoon. I felt bad for my wife. I wanted to get back and see her. I texted her and she said, no, you go ahead and get that deer. So, thankful to be out here. This is the last go for dagger. I picked this spot. It's a spot I used to sit a lot. I haven't sat in since like October 1st, but it's in between where I saw a dagger the last 3 times and where I saw him yesterday. So I don't want to go back to where I've already seen him and spooked him from. I don't think he's gonna walk past there again. So plus I feel like he's susceptible to walking through open fields, cruising. Our big field out here in front of me, and then I got about 100 yards to the creek behind me, which is a good kind of transition funnel area. So if I see something cruising along there, I'll hopefully be able to call at it and get it to come out into this field. But this is it, man. This is probably going to be my last time with the bow in hand this year, unfortunately. I'm going to have to work, and then it'll be gun season, so I'm going to try to make it happen. There he is. That's him right there. I just had Dagger in the field. He was way out there. He worked his way back into the woods this way. I have no idea where he's at. Now I'm hoping he comes back out. Well, guys, that's all she wrote for my rutcation. What a weekend. Still, I got a lot of mixed feelings on things, man. First of all, I know there's going to be some people that really hate this video, that they don't like to see mistakes. They like to criticize others when mistakes happen. And I get that. It's not, this video definitely went through some of the worst parts about hunting, some of the most difficult challenges, just the absolute crappiest part for all of us hunters, but the bottom line is it happens, and sometimes I struggle with whether or not I should show these things, because I always want to paint hunting in a positive light, but at the end of the day with growing wild, I've made the decision to, I want to tell the whole story. I want to show everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and so that's what I did with this video. I was not able to finish the deal on Dagger. Saw him again tonight, so that's 5 encounters in 4 days, 2 shot opportunities, and just couldn't seal the deal. So obviously I'm really disappointed in that. Disappointed in myself. It's embarrassing, it's humbling. I just don't know what to say, man. I had a lot of lessons learned in this hunt for sure. And then I'm obviously super happy he's just alive. After I hit him Friday morning, he's, it's 3 days later, he's still going strong. He was looked great tonight, didn't have any, sort of limp or anything like that, so he's doing great. This is just the end of the road for me. I got to get home, got to get back to the family, got to get back to work. I don't think I'm going to have enough any more time to pick up a bow before gun season, so maybe I'll be able to catch up with Dagger during the Wisconsin gun season. Maybe I'll be able to sneak out for a hunt or two with the bow before them, but it's not likely. But I just want to thank all of you for following me along on this journey. I know it's been kind of a long one. I've gotten lots of texts of support, text, comments, messages with support, and people wishing me good luck and saying keep your head high, and that's what I try to do with this hunt. I was about ready to go home on Friday after I wounded him, and I tried to stay persistent, and the persistent paid off as far as being able to confirm he was still alive, get another opportunity at him and see him again, but just didn't fully pay off for me. I wasn't able to completely finish the chapter, but he's still out there. We'll get after it. Thank you all again for following along. If you like these videos, please do me a huge favor and subscribe. Yeah, that's all I got to say for this one. Tons of lessons learned. That's really my biggest takeaway. I learned some huge lessons from this deer named Dagger, and I'm not done with him yet. I'm going to get back after him. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.